Thank you guys for having me out today. Okay, so who has a watch on? Can somebody go ahead, hit start? Stop. Okay, 1.25 seconds. 1.25 seconds. How long does it take to make history? For me, it took 1.25 seconds to become the first woman to kick in a major college football game. 1.25 seconds and, well, 8 years. 8 years that was filled with heartache, hard work, joy, pain, 100 really stinky, sweaty guys. I've been playing football with the boys now for about 20 years. It's hard for me to believe that it's been that long. It started when I was 14 years old. I was in my backyard, and I found out that I had a knack for kicking footballs. Sure enough, our high school team needed a kicker, and I thought, what the heck, why not? I loved football, okay. So a few what the heck, why nots later, I ended up on my high school team and also ended up with a new dream of being the first woman to play in a Division I football game. I also had found my passion. I loved kicking. I love kicking, still love kicking, more than anything that you could possibly imagine. It's my thing. You know how we have our stuff that we love, the things that we just love to do? That is what kicking is for me. So during my 4 years, my senior year, I ended up leading the state of Colorado, where I'm from, for a lot of the season in kicks made. And I ended up being a news story, not just the local news, but also Sports Illustrated and People magazine. But much more exciting for me was the colleges that were interested in having me come kick. It seemed like a complete dream come true. But there was one place that I really wanted to go. And that one place was the University of Colorado, school that I had grown up cheering for and loving. So when I had the opportunity to go there, I thought, this is going to be great. There had never been a woman who had played on a Division I football team before, but I thought that my work ethic, skill, and just complete love for the game would take me through anything. And unfortunately, I couldn't have been more wrong. I went up to see you, and on my first day there, one of the linemen came up to me, and he said, "Go home. Girls can't play football." And I was like, what? I thought this guy had to be kidding or something. But it was actually just the start of what was to come. That year was filled with players calling me derogatory names, making lewd comments about my body. I was shoved in a deserted hallway. A player shoved me up against the wall and tried to feel under my shoulder pads to see if he could feel my breast. I was grabbed in between my legs when we were in huddles. But the worst came at the end of that year when I was raped by a teammate, one of the few teammates that I actually knew and trusted. I didn't know what to do. Everything had shattered. My dream had shattered, but so had I. It was a what now moment. What am I going to do? The world, which had felt so bright and so full of possibilities before, had become this dark and unsafe place. I went into a depression that was so dark, I barely could eat or sleep. I basically functioned just enough to stay alive. But through that, in the depth of the darkness and all of the wreckage, there was something in there, something inside me. I didn't know what it was, and I couldn't see it all the time, but there was something in there. And finally, I found it. There was a spot in me that was untouchable. There was a spot in me that nobody else could get at, that was mine and mine alone, that none of the guys, nobody who had harassed me or who had hurt me could get at that spot inside of me. And inside of that spot, it was filled with light and with hope. I think that it's a spot that we all have, and it's a spot that makes us human. I learned that if I could grab onto that spot, found that my pain could be more than just pain. That pain can turn into art, or pain can turn into new passions and new careers. It can lead you to places that you'd never expect. And also, the thing about it is that if you can grab onto it and transform it, pain outward can be used to make the world a better place. For me, that's been being able to use my voice as a survivor, as an advocate, or for awareness against violence. And it also, going to that untouchable spot, also lit the fire of wanting to pursue my dream of playing college football. I didn't want to give it up. So I ended up sending out tapes to new schools and ended up going to the University of New Mexico. After a lot of mental and physical hard work, I ended up on a team there, this time with 100 guys who were like brothers to me. We literally did everything together. We studied together, we ran together, we ate together, we, barbecued, watched Sunday Night Football. They used to ask me for girl advice, for clothes advice. I definitely didn't ask them for guy advice, though. They were not good. But even though I had landed in such a good place, it didn't mean that the what-ifs were over. I got my first shot to make history, to actually get into a game, my first season in New Mexico. It was our bowl game, and it was Christmas Day. We were playing UCLA, national TV, big deal, and I was supposed to kick our extra point. A kick that I have done, literally hundreds of thousands of times. So I get called out, I go out, line up, get ready, do my steps, kick up, and the kick was blocked. I was devastated, doesn't cover it. Like I said, literally had done that kick hundreds of thousands of times. I never ever thought that something would ever go wrong. I'd spent 8 years working towards that one moment when I could get in there and be the first woman to, play in a major college football game. And I'll never forget, the next morning I woke up and in the paper, the headline of the LA Times sports section said, "Women should not play football. Katie Hnida just proved why." I felt like I had let everybody down. I felt like I had left myself down, my teammates down, our fans down, the entire female race, basically. I wanted to, I could have quit. I wanted to curl up into a ball and hide and never come out again. But instead, I did. I went back to that place and found that place that was inside of me and recognized that no matter what they said about me, no matter what they wrote about me, that place inside was there and it would push me through. And it did. It pushed me into my off-season training and then pushed me onto the field where I ended up kicking 2 extra points in our season opener and finally making history. The funny thing, though, is that in the end, it really wasn't about the making history. I got in and kicked the extra points, but it really was about the journey. It was about all the what-ifs. It was about all those times when I fell and had to get up and go again. Which, brings us to now. The what now? What now? I think that it's living the what nows, to remember to keep living them. And definitely, when you fall to get back up again and again and again, and to walk back out on that stage even after you've taken a pretty bad tumble. So you guys keep on dreaming, keep on doing, and keep on kicking. Thank you guys so much.